Okay, if y'all are watching this, then you either came to one of the intermittent fasting meetings or you missed it, and now you're going to get the video version, okay? So what the plan is real quick is we'll talk about what happens when we fast, why we should fast, some of the benefits of it. The why do we need to intermittent fast, what's going to make it something that you want to add into your nutritional regimen. We'll talk about the benefits, and then again, our fasting window. We'll calculate how we are going to figure out our servings of protein, servings of carbs, and fats. Okay, there is a document that goes with this. It's going to look something like this. We will add it into Facebook in the files section where you can grab it and go from there. Okay, and then we'll talk a little bit about what adding in supplements to your nutrition can do. Okay, so let's pay attention right up here. I know it's kind of written small for y'all in the video, so just listen and we'll go over it, okay? So what happens when we eat, okay? We eat our food, we're in a feeding state. What happens then is our insulin increases, okay? So the insulin levels go up, we wind up storing sugar in our liver, our extra sugar is then turned into fat, and that's what gives us the fat deposits in and around through our body, okay? So talk a little bit about the sugar and the insulin that converts into glycogen in your system. Okay, the first place that glycogen is going to get stored is in the muscles, right? So your muscles fill up with glycogen. The problem with that is that those storage tanks, if you will, are only so big. Anything that is left over hangs out in the liver, and then the liver converts it to fat, and then it gets transported throughout your body to wherever your genetics say that's where the fat should go. Okay? So that's what happens if we are in a constant state of feeding, which most of us are, right? We're snacking here, snacking there, doing that kind of stuff. The opposite or the reverse of that happens in a fasted state. So in a fasted state or not eating, our insulin levels decrease, and then we burn stored fat or sugar. Okay? So why is that not happening all the time? Why is intermittent fasting something you need to pay attention to get these benefits? All of us fast at some point, okay? From the last time you eat dinner to the time you wake up in the morning, you are in a fasted state. The problem is, for most of us, there's enough storage of glycogen in our muscles that we never get the benefit of being able to burn the fat down here, okay? So if we can push out that fasted state a little bit longer, then the body will start having to use the fat to survive or use it as energy to help us with our normal processes and get through the day. If you are working out and being active, and if you're watching this video, you probably are, those glycogen levels will decrease even quicker, okay? And we'll turn over into that learning to burn the stored fat. So, why should I intermittent fast? What is if this is super simple, right? Why are we doing it? Okay. Well, obviously the top one, simplicity. Okay. This isn't some crazy diet that you have to time everything perfectly. It's simple. Don't eat for X amount of time. Eat during this time. That's the big overarching concept here. What happens is we see that it becomes cheaper from a meal prep standpoint. So those of you that eat out all the time, right? You're looking at some people we've talked to that's over $1,000 a month they're spending on just eating out. So if I can focus on meal prep, then I'm going to save money, right? And then from an intermittent fasting standpoint, really what happens with most people is you only wind up eating about 2 meals a day. So instead of having to meal prep 3 different types of meals, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, I'm still getting all of my calories in, but it's only done in 2 meals. So that's all I'm really worried about. The convenience factor. So if you're like me, I enjoy my sleep. I try to sleep as late as I can. When I wake up, hit the ground running, right? But normal, conventional wisdom tells us that I need to have breakfast, I need to do this, I need to do that. Well, if all I have to worry about is really eating 2 meals a day, that helps me out immensely. Super convenient. So there's that. The flexibility of it, okay? Depending on kind of how your day works out, to piggyback on convenience, you're not worried about oh, I need to stop what I'm doing to get breakfast. I need to get my snack in. I need to do this. I just know I got to eat twice a day. So for me, I love getting up when I wake up to 30 emails and 5 text messages and needing to get kids dressed for school and stuff like that. We just go. And then once the day slows down a little bit, I have a chance to eat, okay? If I need to eat at 1 o'clock, I can. If I need to wait to eat till 3 o'clock, I can, right? My window just shifts a few hours, okay? And we'll get to talking about that window. The cool thing with it is you can add intermittent fasting to any type of diet that you want, right? Whether we're talking clean eating, paleo, vegetarian, pescatarian, whatever, right? The benefits of intermittent fasting are the same because we're still consuming the same amount of calories, but we're working in this fasted state of decreasing the insulin, okay? And the good part about it is, from a mental standpoint, because it's so flexible and so easy to follow, that it's much easier to have earned days, okay? So if you've heard me talk about nutrition at all, then you know that I do not like the term cheat days or cheat meals. Reason being is that the word cheat is negative, right? It means that at some point I'm doing something I'm not supposed to. They didn't tell me I could do that. Earned days means, hey, I've been busting my butt doing all this stuff that I know I need to do. So if I go out for an anniversary or a birthday or a special event, I earned the right to have dessert. I earned the right to have that drink or whatever. Now, it doesn't mean you earn one every single day just because you ate one meal really good. It means the special occasions, then I get to have those kind of special treats, right? So what are the benefits of intermittent fasting? Research shows that obviously there's going to be weight loss, right? That's usually everybody's number one. We're going to increase the fat burn because we're tapping in. We're going to tap into this burn stored in fat after we've depleted all that glycogen. We're going to see a decrease in our blood insulin levels, right? Going to help out with overall health. The improved mental clarity. When you've got all this other junk running through the system, right, it's just going to clog things up, and then it's going to clog up from a micronutrient, a vitamin, the minerals, all that thing, that's going to help. All of that will clog the brain up where we're not thinking really clear. We're seeing that people are having great improved mental clarity. We're going to have an increase in overall energy, increase in our ability to produce more growth hormone, a decrease in inflammation, right, the stuff that makes us sore, inflammation from certain foods that can cause gastrointestinal issues, stuff like that, and then improved blood cholesterol, the good cholesterol. Also, what the research is showing is not written on here, that intermittent fasting is showing a decrease in aging and a decrease from the onset of Alzheimer's. So if you know from looking at your family genetics that is something you may or may not face later on down in life, then this is definitely something that we're looking at. To skip back to all this, what we didn't really talk about is, why is intermittent fasting, why is this a thing now? Okay? It's been a thing for a long time, right? Starting back when we were hunter-gatherers, right, we fasted. We didn't know when we were going to get food. So we would eat, we would fast, and then we would eat again. Thanks to modern technology, food has become much more readily available, which then caused us to eat more instead of, our meal sizes never changed. We just had more food, okay? So based on looking at a lot of that stuff, the amount of research and studies that have gone into nutrition over the last decade have really helped put intermittent fasting back on the map and make it something that just has a lot more data behind it now, okay? So, when we fast, what are we looking for? How long do I have to not eat? What we're going to prescribe is, for your fasting window, it will be 16 hours, okay? 16-hour fast, which would then leave us with an 8-hour feeding window. So, the same amount of calories, what I'm looking to do, I'm going to consume all those calories in 8 hours, right? Most of us fast somewhere from 10 to 12 hours, depending on our sleep and our schedule and how that works, from the time, like I said, the time we finish dinner to the time we eat breakfast. So we're really not stretching that window out a whole lot more. So don't think, oh, I'm going to be starving, right? But we're going to see the big benefits from those extra 4 to 6 hours, depending on where you're at, right? The cool thing about it is that window, it's not really set in stone. We're going to be able to fit that window to your schedule. So if you're someone like me, I like to wake up, get everything going, get the day started. In a perfect world, I get to work out somewhere between 11 and 12 o'clock, and then I'll break my fast after that workout. So starting between 1 and 2, which then means I get to go all the way until 9 or 10 to consume the calories, okay? If you get really good at this, we do have people here that go to the gym that they fast for 18 to 20 hours, okay? They just know they have a very small window to get the calories in. If you don't have to do like me and fast through the morning, okay? Some of our 5 a.m. group, they like eating in the morning, so they'll break their fast at 4:30 in the morning, drink a protein shake on the way to the gym, work out. That just means they're done consuming their calories roughly about 2:30 in the afternoon. The reason, really one of the only reasons we talk about fasting through the morning is just the convenience of eating later in the day. And then obviously food being a social thing, that's normally when people want to go eat together, is dinner, stuff like that. So we want you to be able to still go do those things. So that's kind of why we suggest try fasting through the morning and then leaving it your window open a little later at night so you can still have dinner with the family, friends, do whatever you need to do. But again, we're going to fit it to your schedule. So you pick the window that works best for you. How do I know how much I'm supposed to eat? Okay, so on this sheet, you're going to see that it's going to be broken down, and y'all can kind of see it on here. Proteins, fats, carbs, and vegetables, okay? These are going to be all the approved proteins that you can have. These are the approved fats that you can have. These are the approved carbs and the vegetables. Pay attention on the list. On the veggies, the ones that are listed here are the vegetables you cannot have, okay? That's going to be things like peas, carrots, corn, squash, zucchini, eggplant, pumpkin, beets. Reason being, they're high in starch, very low from a micronutrient standpoint. They actually fit a little bit better over into the carb side than they would the vegetable side. From a vegetable standpoint, we want to keep those things green and leafy, okay? And we'll post a list on Facebook of the approved vegetables, or not approved, but the good choices, okay? So the serving sizes on here is important. The serving sizes are going to be the same for everybody. So how do we know how much we're supposed to eat? Let me grab a marker and we'll show you the formula. So what you're going to do is you're going to take your body weight, okay? You're going to take that body weight, so we'll call it BW, and we're going to divide that by 20, okay? That is going to give me my total servings for the day. Total serving. So if we use someone, let's use me for example, right? I'm a 200-pound male. So 200 divided by 20 is going to equal 10. So I have 10 total servings, right? Total servings of proteins, fats, carbs. The vegetables, I'm not going to tell you to not eat your veggies, right? What your mother or grandmother told you however long ago, make sure you eat your veggies, still holds true. How do I split this up between proteins, fats, and carbs? I'm going to take my total servings. For me is 10. I'm going to divide that by 2. Now I get 5. Okay? When I divide that by 2, I know that I'm going to get 5 servings of protein. So we're going to say 5 protein. And then I get to split the remaining 5 between fats and carbs. Okay? Fats, carbs. We'll leave that completely up to you how you want to split it up, okay? Like I said, we'll put this document on here and we'll type that formula out there for you too, but it's super simple, right? We could dive really, really deep into the weeds and drill down on some things, but when we're doing this and introducing it to such a large group, we're going to try to keep it really simple here and just use this formula, okay? This is going to work for about 99% of y'all. If for some reason we need to make an adjustment somewhere, we'll meet with you individually and look at your results and say, okay, let's adjust. The other thing that we have is we've got a cookbook kind of pre-made. So for those of you that have been on the 6-week challenge, it's going to be the same cookbook that y'all saw. For those of you that haven't been on it, we're going to upload that to the Facebook group in the files section. You'll be able to pull from that and see how I can kind of start to pair all this stuff together, right? It's nothing crazy. If you can Google, then you can find recipes that will fit in between having the right portions of proteins, fats, and carbs. So the last thing we want to talk about is adding supplements into your regimen, if you will, okay? If we're going to talk from an overall percentage, right? Healthy nutrition, having the right kind of food, that's going to be about the 80%, right? If I get that done, depending on where you are in your fitness journey, that might be 90% of the deal that you need to take care of. The last 10 to 20% is going to be adding in quality supplements, okay? I don't care how good your nutrition is, you will be deficient in some form or fashion to optimize your body, okay? So one of the things that we've done is we have associated ourselves with a company called Prestige Labs, okay? So quick history on Prestige Labs, where they came from. Prestige Labs was founded by a guy named Dr. Trevor Kashi, okay? Dr. Kashi graduated high school at 15. From there, graduated college at 19, finished his PhD at 22 or 23 in biochemistry. And when you're making those kind of moves, you get recognized, okay? In being recognized, he immediately was hired by the USA Olympic Committee, partnered with USA Weightlifting, was then hired by some professional sports teams, which then made his way into the professional training world, the high-end training world, especially for your movie stars, action stars, things like that, people that were having to make big transformations really quickly, depending on what movie role they were in. Through making all that, he designed these products that he was giving to them anyways, okay, or they were using. After the right influential people got in front of him and said, hey, this stuff really works, why are we keeping it in such a small world? We need to put it out there. His reason behind it was because I don't trust people, right? This stuff has the ability to really help, but it's more about helping people than it is about making money off of it. So after talking to the right people, Prestige Labs came about and came to the public in a very small facet, okay? One of the things Dr. Kashi said is, this is great, we'll do this, but I'm not putting it in a GNC, a NutriShop, bodybuilding.com, stuff like that, okay? Reason being, when you go to GNC, the kid behind the counter is going to sell you whatever has the highest markup on it that he's going to make the most money on that day, okay? You go to bodybuilding.com and order something off of there, they're going to sell you whatever they have overstock of and think you're going to get this big discount on it, right? For Dr. Kashi said, look, being able to prescribe these products, you have to have a relationship with your clients. You have to kind of know their history and know what their life looks like, okay? That's where he wants this stuff to go. So gyms like ours, where the coaching staff, myself, Shelby, all of our trainers have a relationship with you. We know what's going on. We can make sure you're getting the right stuff, okay? The other thing about Prestige Labs is they hold it very dear that you know what you're talking about, right? And they want people to be educated on this. So if you go to prestigelabs.com, they have all the information about what every product is. Also, they require us as a staff to pass multiple certifications, right, before they'll ever even allow us to put the product on the shelf, okay? And if you take one step further, we actually had to apply to have access to these, and then went through talks back and forth over quite a long period of time, that then we were granted a distributorship, right? It wasn't just, hey, yeah, we want to sell it, here you go. They kind of interviewed and said, no, we want to make sure you're the kind of people that we want to bring in, okay? So real quick to finish up, let's talk about what some of these products are and how they're going to benefit you from a nutritional standpoint, okay? So Burn AM and Burn PM, it's two separate products. From the Burn AM side, what this does is it's a stimulant-free thermogenic, okay? So back in the day, there used to be things like hydroxycut and all that kind of stuff, which they labeled themselves as thermogenics. Really, it was just packed full of stimulants, okay? In the short and sweet version, your body runs like a Prius, okay? I know some of you don't want to hear that, but it's very efficient. We want you to become highly inefficient, where your body's going to require more fuel, aka more fat, to help get through the day. So we're going to turn you from a Prius to a Ferrari. That's kind of the idea behind Burn AM. Burn PM is a product that's going to help you feel fuller longer. Okay, so that last meal we consume, we want to keep that feeling of being full all the way through, so we're not grabbing snacks at night, doing that kind of stuff. I'm terrible. Walk past the pantry at 10:30 and think, oh, I'll reach in there and grab something real quick. Okay, it's also going to help break down the food, right? So our body can start absorbing. Pre-step 1 and 2 and intra. This is going to be what we take while we're working out. Okay, the pre-workout itself breaks down into two parts. Pre-1 is a product that is your B vitamins. Okay, all that kind of stuff. It's stimulant-free again. So those of you that work out in the evening, that's probably all you would take. Pre-step 2 is going to be the caffeine. Okay, that's adding in the caffeine that we need. So if you're working out early in the morning, probably all the way up to at least lunchtime, then I would want to add pre-step 2 into my workout. Intra workout. This is what we drink while we're working out. Okay, this is going to be huge for a lot of people. The intra workout is all of our amino acids. Okay, not just your branch chain amino acids, but all your essential amino acids. That's going to help be the simplest form of protein, all the building blocks. So then we can turn around and have all that stuff ready to go once we consume protein post-workout at some point, okay? The other thing with the intra is it's going to help us not be near sore the next day, right? So if you're like me, you make it Monday and Tuesday and you're so sore, you're like, I don't know if I can work out Wednesday, that's going to help with that. Bulletproof Vitality, what this is simply a multivitamin, okay? And this is, again, where we talk about being deficient on things. You definitely want to be on some sort of multivitamin. I really don't care if it's this one or not, but you do need to be on a multivitamin. The thing I want you to make sure of, though, is that the dosages are correct, okay? What happens in the supplement world, unfortunately, is it's not regulated really by anybody. It's regulated by consumers. So the products that work and the products that are going to actually give you results are the ones that stay on the market, okay? Unlike the FDA and from the world of drugs, that's not there, right? The pharmaceutical world is a little more regulated than what this is. So it's simple multivitamin. The sleep multiplier, what this is going to do is help us stay asleep longer. I cannot tell you the difference between 5 to 7 hours of sleep and 7 to 9 hours of sleep, okay? If you are the person that is only getting 5 to 7, then you want to be on something like Sleep Multiplier. It's going to help you hit those more cycles of REM sleep and get into deep sleep where the actual recovery happens, okay? And one spiel I gave to the group earlier was that you can tell me all day long you care about your nutrition and you want to be healthy, but then you go home and you sleep 4 and 5 hours a night, then you might as well just tell me you don't care, okay? Because the sleep is going to be, it's right up there with eating right. The next product, Test Storm, what that is a testosterone enhancer. Again, with more research that comes out, one of the things that we have seen is this is kind of what some doctors are calling the miracle drug. Why have we not studied the benefits of testosterone more? Okay, testosterone helps a lot of different processes in the body. It's going to help improve your mood. If you're really sluggish in the afternoon, energy, if you have unexplained weight gain or the weight's just not coming off, it's probably a lack of testosterone. Now, with that being said, testosterone is not pure testosterone. The only way you're going to get that is from your doctor, okay? And that's going to involve some blood work and other things. What this is going to do is help increase the cycles of the natural testosterone production in your body. It's also going to help break down the testosterone that gets attached to other things, okay? So you're naturally forming testosterone in your body may or may not be attached to other proteins and other things moving around in the system, we need to unattach it so you then can actually use it, okay? And then they also have their own protein. It's a vanilla birthday cake. It's delicious, even if you have an aversion to vanilla. You'll be fine, okay? The last product on here is an EFA hormone optimizer or stabilizer, if you will, right? We want to make sure that all the hormones in the body are working like they should. The other big thing that we see from a hormonal standpoint is having the vitamins that help those hormones. The problem when we see a lot of stuff, though, is they're going to give you fat-soluble vitamins with no fat. So if I give you fat-soluble vitamins not attached to any fat, they're not doing anything. So that's one of the cool things that's in here, is that those vitamins are attached to a fat source so your body can break them down and actually use them, okay? So to kind of recap all of this, right? This is kind of the 80%. This is where I need to be, taking care of this. This is the 20% to get the last little bit out of my workout and get everything that I need, okay? I can tell you, I have been on these products since we were able to have access to them. I have seen a difference. Shelby's made a comment about how I look, my energy levels, what I do. They do work. I hope you would trust us that at this point, if it's on our shelves, we trust it. If it's not on our shelves, we don't trust it anymore, right? You've seen products come and go. If something changes or we don't like what's going on with it, then they're back out the door. So one of the few questions we've had in the two groups that we've met with before is, if we teach you how to do, normally conventional nutrition, you hear you got to have breakfast, a snack, lunch, a snack, dinner, snack. Why are we doing this now, okay? Because we're trying to give you another tool to add into your tool bag, right? Some of you will see great benefits with intermittent fasting. Some of you, maybe not, right? Again, like I said, it'll work for the 90%. If you see great benefits, then it's something we want to teach you how to do. We've never really gone over this with y'all. So one of the big things that we've kind of taken a leap forward is, hey, how much can we help our people just from an educational standpoint? So that's why you guys, as gym members already, we just want to give this to you for free. Just want to say, hey, here you go, right? There are non-gym members that get charged for this, right? This program has been run in other facilities, and there's a fee for it. I would rather just teach you guys, so then you're going to see better results from your workout and see the changes that you want, okay? So what we want you to do, to be kind of selfish if we did take this and market it to somebody else, is I'd love for you to get a beginning weight on the scale and some beginning pictures, right? And we're only talking about 28 days, so let's call it a month. Get that beginning weight, record it. You do not have to get on the scale every week, right? I really don't care. On the picture standpoint, right? Make sure the lighting is good, do all that. That way Shelby gets happy that we have good quality photos. If you want to take pictures every week, that's great too. Try to wear the same clothes if possible. And then I want you to see the difference from day 1 to day 28, right? The photos will speak for themselves. We just had a group of 6-week challengers finish up, and I think some of you have probably seen those photos floating around. Just from a picture, what can be different, okay? So, like I said, we'll post the documents that you need for all of this in the Facebook group. They'll be under the files section. If you want to have a conversation about the supplements, you can reach out to me. We can order those at the gym. What happens is all that stuff just drop ships straight to you. We don't actually keep it on the shelf. If you've ever owned a small business, then you understand what having a lot of money tied up in products sitting on the shelf does, okay? So I'd rather just drop ship it to you. The cool thing with this too is we can put it on a subscribe and save. So it's just every 30 days, it's arriving on your doorstep. You're not thinking, oh man, I forgot my vitamins. Oh man, I'm out of this, I'm out of that. It's there, right? You don't have to think about it. Cool? So if you have questions, reach out. Find me at the gym. Find somebody at the gym. One of us will be able to answer your questions, all right? Thanks, guys.